Hello everyone, this is a short analysis on the newest Stealth 2 leak that we got because the game's finally being worked on by the dev again and it's very exciting, and also I started my channel on Stealth 2, so I thought I might cover what we're getting for the game. So from the start, the starting frame, we have new UI. Firstly we have this, which is most likely going to be a clan or party. This, which possibly will be the menu which you access in the game currently by pressing T. Or it could be the leaderboard, one or the other. Instead of your level being on the bottom left, now it's in the top center. I would like a setting where we can change it from the new version, the original Stealth 2 version, or the Stealth 1 version, where it's like up the top left here, because that would be kind of nice. And now the music is no longer in the menu tabs. So the menu's just used for settings mostly. It's also used for clans, but thankfully all these buttons are now separate, so you'll be able to use them without having to go through all the different menus. I also don't know what this button is. It's probably a developer tool. And finally, with the UI, we now have, instead of just sword and hidden blade, we have the icons for bow or crossbow and smoke bombs. Now we are going to get different types of bombs like the dev has revealed before, but I don't think he's made them yet, but they do have different icons. So now he's going to go into the menu. Now this, I believe it's just this menu. I believe it's just the settings menu. Since all the settings appear here, you can see, you can show controls, which is most likely this. You can show player list, PvP enabled. So PvP enabled, that will eventually be forced on, since we're going to get like upgraded clans. You can choose factions. Yeah, there's just stuff that dev's working on, so it probably won't happen next update, but it will happen eventually. Tutorial, I don't know what that is. It's just if they've completed the tutorial or not, I guess. Music, obviously that's also up here, so you don't actually have to go into this menu. And item previews. Now the spinning item previews are for the cosmetic menu. If you look at the armors and stuff, they spin around to essentially showcase them, so that's what that is. Now on the left here, we have the stats menu and the stats upgrades. So here we see the 3 classes currently. There might be more eventually. I do not know. The dev has not confirmed or denied. So we have warrior, bandit, and archer. Now I'm going to try and explain classes as simply as I can, because this is kind of complicated, and it could be one of two things. So this is armor stats, right? That means, so what the dev has done, there are like 20 armor sets in the game, around there, right? And what's going to happen to those armor sets are they're going to be allocated to a class, and under that class they're going to give the stats that that class gives, right? As well as maybe other things. So each armor is going to be individual, it's going to be different. But either the armor you wear depicts your class, or you pick a class and then you can only wear that type of armor, which is kind of annoying. But how this works is, say if I'm bandit class and I wear bandit armor, or if I just wear bandit armor, I get bandit class. This is just general stats. So say 2 different types of bandit armor. One's named bandit because that's an actual thing in the game, and one's named thief, right? They're both under the bandit. If I wear thief armor, while I level up, I gain XP, and I gain XP for the class. Then if I switch to bandit armor, any bonuses that you see here, I get for bandit armor as well. It's just bandit armor is going to have different stats to the thief armor by itself. These are just what class you're in and what armor you use. Now, right here, the black numbers here are the stats you gain from wearing the armor, just by itself. These are just the bonus stats that you get for the classes, I should say. And the green numbers are the stats you should get after upgrading. Now here, there seems to be a mistake with the upgrading sequence, since he only gains 5 instead of gaining 8 armor points with here. But when he upgrades armor, it's all correct. So yeah, it's probably just a typo on his end, on the dev's end. Now blade stats, obviously now it's going to be similar to the armor stats. The more you use the blade, the more XP you gain, and then the more you do with all blades. So if I use a battle blade like version 1 and then I use version 5, I'm still going to get these bonuses onto them, as well as the stats from the actual blade. Now we'll let him upgrade it twice, and now you can see the stupidity of the Hidden Blade. The stats are absolutely insane. So the damage here, this is base damage, right? For context, a player has a base health of 100, right? And the current backstab, like max damage, is around 40, right? So you can kill a player in 3 hits if you backstab with a Hidden Blade, right? This is the Hidden Blade stats. Well, if you don't wear armor, that gives you defense, then you're gonna get one-tapped by this. And that's a bit crazy because it's not even a backstab. Because my other concern with this is, look at Archer. Unless there's an Archer armor which gives defense, Archer gets no defense. It gets no class defense. So, like, I hope by level 15, like, classes gain a 4th stats. If they don't, Bandit's going to be overpowered as hell, because it's got 4 stats, it's got armor, blade speed, movement speed, and weapon damage. Weapon damage is general, that's all weapons, whilst melee damage is only the sword, and blade damage is only the Hidden Blade. And obviously range damage is the bow. So, unless the other classes don't gain anything, everyone's just going to go Bandit, because it seems to be the best. But anyway, so he upgrades this twice again. 1,900 NPC backstab damage. I hope this means there's going to be like some sort of boss or a tank enemy or something, because it's absolutely insane. Like, no enemy. The max you do, I think NPC backstab's like 300, right? Editor creator here, I just wanted to say I was completely wrong on the NPC backstab. It's actually half that damage, which makes 1,900 seem even more insane. That's what you have in the game currently. And now we're getting 1,900, and that's just with this. That's not even including the current blades, the current blade stats. So yeah, and then we see player backstab. 380. Essentially, we're getting one-tap Hidden Blades again, just like Stealth 1. It's actual assassination. You don't have to hit someone in the back 3 times with a sharp object to be able to kill them. You just have to hit them once. It's a bit overpowered. It's a bit much. 380. Like, you could one-tap anyone with that. Attack speed. Yeah, okay, attack speed is just the speed you stab with. Now, melee stats. This is your sword, but there are 3 types of melee, so you can have sword, axe, or spear. Now, obviously, we have damage, attack speed, the usual, right? Now, but the thing we're questioning here is the skill damage. Now, this is most likely the 3rd hit, because when you swing your melee 3 times, the 3rd one you spin around and you do extra damage, right? Now, this is probably skill damage, but if not, we might be getting special skills which each weapon gets, like a sword gets a spin attack and a spear you can throw it, which would be really fun. I don't think that's how it's going to work, but it'd be very cool. Also, just if you don't know, spears do less damage than swords, and swords do less damage than axe, but axes have less range, and spears have more range than sword. So yeah, we go back into armor, and then that's mostly it. But now I'm just going to point some stuff out with the environment. Firstly, this entire part of the town here, all these buildings, this is the regular town. He's on the cliff, and there should be a spawn point to his right over here. Now, you can see there's the spawn point next to Fort Orange. Fort Orange is over there. It's just his render distance. It doesn't go there. The spawn point reaches over there, right? But we're getting a dock now, and we're getting back our good old river. Now, around mid-2023, the game was updated, so it had a brand new map. But the old map had a river in it. And the small town, which is over in that direction, has a bridge in it still, which was made for that old river. But since the river was filled in, there's now a bridge, which is completely pointless. So hopefully this connects to that bridge. It'll be very nice. And also, we've got a concrete pillar. I'm actually going to have a lot of fun climbing that. And finally, you may have seen this thing over here. This just seems to be a capture zone. The title, it seems to be just connected to a little block over there. We already have capture zones in the test realm. They've been in there for ages. Yeah, this might be incorporated later. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I could answer some of your questions, and have a good day.